Hello, my dear friends. Today is the 6th of March, and we begin our daily review of military events in Ukraine. We will start from the Odessa as usually. Today there is no changes in this region. Russian still don't have any forces and any opportunity to start operation in this beach and this city, but this city, as we know, is very important for Russians, not because of its location, but also about his historic perspective. Odessa is, according to the Russian position and it's their history, it's the Russian city. This city was established in 19th century with the Russian kings and so on. But the thing that I want to admit that, as I told you before, as far as I understand, there are a few things that stops Russians from starting this operation in Odessa, is bridges over this river. This is not very big river, but it's river, and there are two bridges across this river. And blocking or taking control over these bridges is the most important part of the operation. As soon as Russians solve this problem, they will be able to control the supply and everything that goes from the north of Ukraine to the Odessa, and it will give them opportunity to start the operation Odessa. First bridge situated in Nikolaev, this city, and the second bridge is in Voznesensk. As far as you see, Nikolaev is a very big city, and Voznesensk is a small town, I would say. And of course, it is much more easy to control the city in Voznesensk because it's not a very big city, and it is much more easy to take control over the city. Because if you want to take control over Nikolaev, it's a very big city, and fighting in the town, in the city, on the streets could cause a lot of damage to Russian military, Russian army, and they can lose a lot of soldiers, and they don't want to do this, of course. But as far as I know, today all bridges around the Voznesensk was destroyed, so Russians lose the opportunity to control the city and to start the operation here. So as far as I know, they started the tank operation in Nikolaev. Maybe I'm wrong because I haven't seen the real facts and real video about this. I saw and heard this from the other open source resources, but now Nikolaev became much more important than it was even before. So until now, there is no opportunity to start operation in Odessa. These two cities are very important for both parties, and Ukrainians should control this, and they need to take control over this in any case. Also, there is a city, and as far as I know, there is a city like South Ukrainsk, Yuzhno-Ukrainsk, and now these days there are big Ukrainian forces, and they also try to fight over this city. So this city is very important for both sides, as I told. Now we are moving to the south of Ukraine. This is the territory under control of Russians. There are a few cities very important, like Energodar, like Melitopol, and Kherson. These cities is under Russian controls, but we can see that every day there are meetings there, and civilians try to tell Russians to leave the city and give them opportunity to control these cities, and they don't want to. But of course, as far as I saw, I haven't seen like thousands of people there. Yes, of course, meetings are there, but I saw like maybe a few thousand people there. Not like, for example, Kherson is a very big city. I didn't saw that there was like 100,000 of people who came to the streets and asking Russians to leave the city. No, there was a few thousand of people. Of course, in every city there is people who is for Russians and who is against them, who is for Ukraine, who is against them. So it's like normal situation. Okay, let's move next. Now we are in Mariupol region, our Mariupol boiler. We see that a lot of towns across the Mariupol now is under Russian control. You see that they have a very big land, very big territory. They are controlling a very big territory there, and now we see that Mariupol boiler is boiling every day more and more. And you see that, for example, there is like two signs there. Let's see, for example, if you see Vinogradne, this is the small town on the west end of the city, and this town today now is under Russian control, so it's very far, very close to the main Ukrainian forces, and now they also have like fire control over this part of the city. And as far as you see, there was some artillery attack. Yes, artillery attack, and Russians, they this is the pictures of this artillery attack. So Russians try to attack this part of the city, as maybe they're trying to hold some Ukrainian forces which stands in this part of the city, and they are trying to attack from another part, who knows. But sooner or later, if nothing changes on the north of this region, this city will fall down. And as far as I know, today there was also some period of time when Russians and Ukrainians gave to civilians to opportunity to leave this city, and as far as I know, some people used this opportunity and left the city. Okay, now we see that a lot of towns on the north of this boiler is under Russians' control, and still we see battles and heavy clashes in the city Volnovakha. Russians couldn't clean this city, clean this town, and there are still both sides. On the west side there are we can find Ukrainian forces, and in the east side there are Russian forces, but I think that it's also like a matter of time when the Russians will clean this city. I don't know why Ukrainians I know Ukrainians try to hold this city because as soon as the Russians will take control over the city, the Ukrainian forces near Donetsk will be very easy to attack from the south, south part of their big front line. As far as you see, there are a lot of people there, and this is one of the most important and heavy army there. Okay. There is no changes on the other lines of the front line. Russians doesn't try to attack Zaporozhye. They want to finish everything connected with Mariupol, because there are a lot of army there, big troops, big forces, and as soon as they will fix the issue with Mariupol, they will be able to take these people and to start operation on the north, in the north of this region, trying to attack I think something around maybe Yurkova on this whole front line, trying to attack this front line of Ukrainian army from the back, of course. Now we're moving on the top, and you see that there is a few markups, few icons here. For example, we see that Russian forces started to attack the Kramatorsk. Kramatorsk is the city where we can find the Ukrainian head of Ukrainian forces in this region. So, and there are a lot of people there who can, and the soldiers, and these soldiers can support this front line. They can also support Kharkiv, because it's a big military hub there, and attacking Kramatorsk frees these forces, helps Russian to freeze the Ukrainian forces in this region, so they cannot go to the Kharkiv or to go on the south of this region. Also, there was another battle. Yes, there is the battle here, and on the north of this front line, there is a city called Severodonetsk, very important city for both parties, and it's not a big city, but it's a very big town, or it's like small, maybe big town, and control over this town will give possibility to any party who will control the city to be under very big protection and control, and to be under siege, and to be in the siege, and another party won't be able to take this army out of the city easily. Now we're going on the north, and we are in the Kharkiv. The Kharkiv is the hottest place in the Ukraine. The Russian forces, they still can't take control over the city, but we see that they do want to do this. They are not surrender. They don't want to. For example, the Russians could do with the Kharkiv as they did with like city like Chernigov. If we see this, or Konotop, or Chernigov, Konotop, or Sumy. Russians didn't get into these cities like Sumy, Konotop, or Chernigov. They just surround the city and move next. So they didn't spend time on this city. But in this case, I don't know why, but Russians want to take control over the city. Maybe because of the fact that there are a lot of people, there are a lot of Ukrainian army, Ukrainian national battalions there, so they don't want to leave the city in back, because if they will just surround the city and then they will move forward, they will be able to strike in back, and of course not very good. And also there are a lot of roads which leads to the central Ukraine, and of course on these roads and from the city like Belgorod, there is a lot of supplies, and they don't want to keep such a big army in their back, which will attack maybe their supplies and so on. So of course they need to solve issue with Kharkiv, and as soon as possible, because this is the only front line where Russian didn't move even for a meter. And as they start the war, this operation, they faced this Kharkiv, and they couldn't move forward, and they need to solve this as fast as possible. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is like their operation tried to freeze forces in this region, while other forces have opportunity to move forward. Also, there are no changes, almost no changes on the north of the Ukrainian territory. Yes, today there were a lot of battles in the north of the Kiev. A lot of people try to leave this place. There are a city like Irpin, and there is almost all ruins. People try to leave the city, and they have like green road to do this. And I hope that most of the people left, but I know that some civilians were killed during the artillery attack, and I can't say whose party's attack that was. Maybe even Ukrainians, who knows, because nobody knows whose attack was that. And for today, that's it. For now, no changes, and the front line a little bit freezed. So the main important places where the fights and the battles are Voznesensk. This is the operations after successful completion. The Russians will be able to start Operation Odessa, also the boiler in Mariupol, and the fighting with Kharkiv city and Kharkiv territory army. So that's it. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel, and I hope that this war will end soon, and everything will be okay for everybody. Bye bye.